Okay.
Kylan, am I only frozen for her?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah,
Alright.
you're both fine for me.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are both fine for me too.
Yeah. Alright,
Speaking
Matthew.
of which, you know what is also fine? The podcast you're currently listening to, which is called The Ranked Up Part 1. Welcome. I am Matthew.
And I'm Megan.
And I am Kylan. Hello.
Okay, so today, the plan that we have formulated is a bracket one featuring scents that we all came up with. Me and Kylan came up with 11, Megan came up with 1. No, not 1.
Wow, don't cut me like that.
Sorry. I understand your
Oh my
accomplishment.
gosh. Yeah,
Megan
wait.
with 10.
Hold on a second. We need to go on the
Oh,
record
no.
here. I submitted my list before they did for once, and I'm very proud of that fact.
Megan did submit her list 7 hours before me and Kyla.
All 10 of them.
Yes.
But to be fair, I always do my list an hour before the podcast starts, and it takes me 2 minutes to do.
Yeah, and also Matthew's the one who compiles all this together. So I normally try to get mine done early, but I was working on my thesis and I also met puppies. So
That's a valid excuse.
We are proud of you, Megan, and
yes.
we are celebrating your accomplishments.
Thank you.
Also on the record, before we start, I want to give a little bit of backstory for this idea in the first place, because I came up with this idea, which normally I wouldn't brag about something like that, but in this particular case, I was driving from where I live to San Diego, and it was probably 6 hours in to this drive, and all of a sudden I was like, I have a podcast idea. So I was like, hey Siri, I held the button because I don't have it listening to me. I was like, hey Siri, call Matthew, because I knew Megan wouldn't write it down.
You are correct.
So I literally called Matthew as I was driving, and so I'm just yelling into my car because the phone doesn't pick up your voice very well, so I'm just yelling Matthew, I had an idea for a podcast, we gotta do one where it's candles, but it's scents that are really hard to find, Mars or whatever. Okay, cool, bye.
Yes, I would have done the same thing.
Yep, so that was
very good.
That was the voicemail that I left for Matthew, and I just figured that I would reenact it for you all here.
Speaking of another side story, when my contact for Kylan has too many. Did you put the emojis for your name?
You put the emojis for my name.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
Well, that's dumb, because my phone literally won't even call you if I do the voice command because it's too long. It just cuts off. It just stops talking at some point. So I have to manually do it. And I feel like I really screwed myself over on that one.
Isn't it Kylan, Badgers, Santa with female Santa with
woman scientist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fairy something, sparkle, and then it's and then it just cuts off and then doesn't call. Oh, badger. I know badger because it also, the voice text, it will only let me text you a badger.
Yes.
For some reason.
Yeah.
I'll say something for it to text you, but it'll only send you an emoji of a badger.
Yeah, so every time I get a text from Matthew that's a badger, I'm like, oh, he tried.
Yeah, that
Technology.
usually means that I'm here.
Yes.
I'm usually trying to say here, and then it just sends a badger.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, this week's theme is scents. And how we're rating them is they're going to go on one-on-one battle with each other to see which one is the most difficult scent to obtain. Candle scents. I guess I wasn't specific about what scent.
Yeah,
scent.
You gotta make that clear.
Yeah, I gotta make it very clear. This is a audio medium, so, Yup. So, are we ready to start, or is there anything to add? Wait, drink.
Drink.
What's the drinks of the week?
I have wine from the Tobin James Winery, which is a pretty popular winery in the Paso area.
Oh,
I live in the
fancy.
Central Coast, so it's local.
Wow.
I have Soleil. It is lime flavored this week. Sparkling water.
Did you just drink all of it?
No, it's almost gone though, because I've been drinking it for a while.
I see. And I have good old water in this tall 20-ounce glass. This is my second one today because I'm still on my hydration journey.
This is also my second 20-something ounce thing of water. Oh, maybe this is my third today, actually. But
I have at least 2 water bottles in my room on my desk at all times.
Why do you still drink out of plastic Kirkland Signature water bottles?
I work for an environmental company.
You literally work for a company that like keeps plastic out of the ocean.
Reducing plastic waste in the ocean. But they've never seen that.
You little liar.
Hey, I never claimed to be an environmentalist.
How did you get this job?
I mean, interviews, everyone lies, am I right?
Fair enough.
Not everyone lies. It's not no.
Yeah, me either. So,
I mean, I don't either, but I know a lot of people that do.
I mean, yeah, can't relate. Okay, first one we have is okay. So should we go through the scent and then describe how we would get the scent for each one, or should we say both and then describe both? So one at a time, or both?
Say both and then go from there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. First up, we have Morning Dew versus Guy Fieri's Hot Rod.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Okay.
Wow.
Morning Dew goes first.
Yeah, Morning Dew. I feel like that one, like, how would you obtain that kind of scent? Morning Dew, what does that even mean? It probably smells like grass. I'm guessing grass, because dew is on grass usually.
Grass
so I
and
think,
water.
What's that thing like, the smell of grass is actually, it screams, and it's like, it's a defense mechanism, and that's what the smell of, like, freshly cut grass is
what?
Their screams
Yeah,
of horror.
I heard about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This turned very violent very fast.
Yeah, very
for something as peaceful as Dew.
I think it will be equally as violent for Guy Fieri's Hot Rod, so.
No, I mean, like, so you know how he drives around in that, like, red hot rod all the time?
It's like flames, right? Does it have flames, or is that just his shirt?
I don't remember. I think it's maybe both, but I know that his car is definitely red, and it's like a hot rod, right? And so he like drives around all over America, so you never know where it's gonna be, you never know where you're gonna find it, and then when he's like not filming, he probably doesn't drive it that much, right? Because he has to keep it in perfect condition. So you'd have to like break into Guy Fieri's garage, like he probably has a bunch of cars, like Jay Leno or something, and you have to break into his garage, pull a full heist, and bring a jar so that you can like capture the scent. And even then, what do you capture the scent of? The metal or the
are we like milking the car? Like how?
Yeah.
Maybe just like put it in front of the exhaust.
Exhaust pipe?
But that's exhaust smell. That's not
that's
the car
true.
itself. You need the whole
Maybe it's
experience.
the essence of it. Maybe it's the essence.
Maybe you just put it inside the car and just let it sit there for like a while.
But the car's a convertible. See, this is why I think that this is a particularly difficult car scent to capture. Yes. So that's my pitch for Guy Fieri's Hot Rod, is you break into his garage and capture the smell.
I mean, I think that's valid. I feel like, what was the one? I made it, but I forgot what it was called.
Morning Dew.
There we go, Morning Dew.
All of them sound like real sense, and Kylan and mine just sound like objects or ideas of like abstract.
Well, whenever I when I first started making them, I was just like, what do I want to smell? And I was just like, well, Morning Dew is very like, I like the smell and the feeling of like after rain, So that's where I was going for. But I feel like it's a lot easier to obtain that than breaking into Guy Fieri's garage and like, being in the presence of his car.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I think we have a winner here. Winner for this first round.
I think so.
I agree.
Even though I think one smells better than the other.
No, but they're supposed to smell good.
Yeah, it's not about what smells good. It's about
actually, no. Would his car smell like food, like different types of food? Because he drives around flavored out.
Yeah, well, he'd obviously have like the leftovers in his car, which is that's where I assume he stores it. Just like in the hood.
Yeah, I think it probably smells a little bit like the smell of like, if you ever been to a vintage car show that has that like warm metal almost like smell to it, like that vibe. And then it definitely smells like leather, because he like keeps that leather conditioned. So it probably smells like leather. And also like a little bit of sweat, like because he's got the meat sweats, as all of us would. And also like leftovers a little bit. And then also like when they just wash the like car floor stuff, and it has that like almost oily smell. That too. That's what I picture in my mind.
Wow,
But I also
picture of this one.
I didn't pick any smell based on what I would want to ever have as a candle.
I did.
I did not.
Okay, but speaking of which, the next one. Tropical Night versus Pit of Despair. I think these are both Megan.
These are both of mine.
Okay, explain what you had in mind for these.
Well, Tropical Night, like, just the vibe, you know? I feel like
how would you obtain
like
this
the ocean, I don't know, going somewhere tropical, like on an island, and then just being there at night. Although, how you get the smell, not sure. Not sure. You just sit there.
Scrape a palm tree, jar up some ocean air.
Maybe some sand.
Yeah.
A little bit of seawater.
Yeah.
Seawater.
Some starlight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some starlight.
Now explain Pit of Despair.
Pit of Despair. You know, I thought of just like a barren wasteland that's like darkness. Like a hole. But like, how would you get
like
that?
Garbage dump?
What?
Like a garbage dump.
Yeah, but like in nature.
So like the Grand Canyon.
Nature dump.
Yeah, but like, well, more of like, you know, the elephant graveyard in Lion King? More like that. I think
animal carcasses.
Yeah.
Yes, that's kind of where I was going for.
Animal carcasses. I would think that's pretty easy to obtain.
Just go to a slaughterhouse.
Farming industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pit of Despair. Aw.
I love how different they are, but they're also both Megans.
Yeah.
We got variety going.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm feeling Tropical Night is more difficult than Pit of Despair.
Really? I'm feeling Pit of Despair is more difficult than Tropical Night.
Because I'm like, if you're at like, you could contact any farm, and they'd be like, okay, give me a cut of the profits, and we're like, fine.
Yeah.
Tropical Night.
You have to hop on a plane.
Yeah. It's a little more abstract. It depends on where you are. It's got to be somewhere tropical and at night.
Yeah.
And what that means you can only get the scent during night.
Exactly. One time of the day.
There's a time frame on this one.
Yeah, but like Pit of Despair could be a little bit more abstract too. It doesn't have to just be rotting carcasses. It could also be like the feeling of dread.
Garbage. Oh.
What? No.
Garbage. Like a garbage dump area.
Not a garbage area.
I think it's easier to find smells that you could put into Pit of Despair in like day-to-day life. Like Matthew said, you could probably go to like a farm or like a dump or just like like find a skunk that's like roadkill, like that sort of stuff. That all screams Pit of Despair to me, So I feel like that's just like easier to obtain wherever you are.
You know what? That's valid.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Tropical Nights wins.
Yeah.
Wow, the underdog.
Yes.
Tropical Night. Oh, next up, we got some good ones. Consent and Fear. Okay, so I wrote these, so I will describe them. So for Fear, this is what I had in mind. So this is a personalized scent. So everyone has to send in their own fear. For me, it'd be clowns, and it'd be the scent of a clown. Although when somebody else smells it, it's gonna be their biggest fear. What's your biggest fear? Is it thunder? It's gonna smell like that. How do we obtain that? I don't know. Clowns, I'm pretty sure it probably smells like cotton candy and popcorn and fear. So it just smells like your worst fear. Consent, that's another one because you're gonna have to be able to consent to the smell that's going in your nose. So I'm thinking that's probably gonna be the scent of air. It's not gonna smell like anything, because.
I disagree because you don't consent to the smell of the air that you breathe because we have to breathe air. So whatever your air smells like, you don't get to consent to that. I think that consent has to be, like, by definition, different than what your normal air smells like.
But then what would consent smell like?
See, I don't know.
Okay. Consent. I feel like it smells like paperwork. Like
Yes.
paperwork that you're signing. So it
Yeah.
smells like fresh ink and paperwork.
I like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So what do we think? What do you think, guys? What do you think for fear and what do you think for consent?
I mean, there are a lot of abstract fears. But then there's also like yours, like clowns or like heights. But even then, how can you like make the fear of heights a smell?
Well, I mean, okay, have you ever been on Soarin' over California?
Yes.
Because I feel like they use a lot of scents, and you could use any number of those scents, especially the ones that just smell like fresh air and like very high up places.
What does fresh air smell like?
What?
Or like a bird that's flying, that scent.
Yeah.
Like a seagull? Because those smell nasty.
No.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be fear.
It could be that, but it could also just be like...
Seagulls used to be one of my fears.
Would it be like air from places that are very high up? So like air from Mount Everest, and it just like smells like very fresh and thin.
Or from an airplane. That's a high up place.
Don't steal mine. Don't steal mine.
Oh, that's true. That is an upcoming one.
Yeah.
But out of these...
My fear that mine would smell like is like needles, but not like a hospital, like needles specifically.
So like really metal?
Like,
and
no,
plastic?
but like needles. No, but like needles specifically. Not like plastic, not like metal, not like a hospital, but like specifically of needles. That's what my biggest fear that is like best for a candle is.
Okay.
I'm surprised Matthew isn't the ocean, but I'm also not surprised that it's clowns.
No. I like the smell of the ocean, but the smell of clowns, no. Instant regret.
You can look at the ocean, but you can't look at a clown.
That's true. And I can also not smell a clown. That means I'd have to be close enough. I think fear is harder, for sure. Because paperwork, easy. Fresh ink, easy.
Yeah, especially since the fear has to be personalized. I think
that it is. It's a personalized scent. You order off of our website. Submit.
Yes. Write your biggest fear, and we will make a candle out of it. And I promise not to sell your data to Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook already knows our biggest fears. Next up, we have Splash Mountain versus Desert Sunset. Okay, so I wrote Splash Mountain, and I'm talking about that part of the ride where everyone smells it because it smells so good, and it's like in the underground part. I don't know what this might be a me thing, but it just smells good. I don't know what it smells like. It smells like water, and like water doesn't really smell like anything, but it smells like tropical waters. And also animals, but like clean animals.
I know what you're talking about, and right after the part that you're talking about, you go into like the scary, spooky part, right? And it does have a very distinct smell in that whole under area. But I had a friend who he and his dad got stuck on the scary part of Splash Mountain for like 4 hours. So I think that they would hate that smell, and I think that they could have very easily obtained it.
That could be their fear scent.
They could.
Fear scent.
Wow. And Desert Sunset, I imagine that is Megan.
That is mine. Honestly, it already sounds like another candle name, but like I didn't look these up. I just got it from my head. But like
Desert Sunset.
Yeah, I was just like imagining like, I don't know, like a dry smell. Maybe like a little cactus scent.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cactus and sand.
Yeah.
Cactus, sand, scorpion bladders.
Maybe that's an ingredient, but like I don't know what they smell like.
That would be pretty easy to get. I've seen them sell like scorpion. I don't know who they are, but they sell words. They sell scorpions at like stores,
like pet stores.
I think I'm like lagging in real life.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us.
At stores?
Like.
Matthew, are you okay?
Like, or maybe like fried or something they like cooked. Maybe I'm just having a real life meltdown. I'm so sweaty. I don't know, it's so hard for me to say scorpions.
Oh my god, now that we're publishing episodes of the podcast, Matthew's
Crumbling under the pressure.
Stress is too much. Now I'm sweating.
It's good. It's good that we're sweating in solidarity. Kylan, are you sweating?
I'm sweating.
Oh, good. Thank God. Friends that sweat together, podcast together. That's the saying. So, what were we even talking about?
Scorpions.
Desert sunset. Oh yeah, desert sunset versus Splash Mountain.
Maybe like a desert flower too.
Like, a desert flower.
Yeah, to the whole sunset theme and just like, the colors.
Okay, I think that sounds good, but I think Splash Mountain would be easier to obtain because easy contract with Disneyland. We could collaborate with them and be like, okay, let us take some of your water from that ride and put it in a candle.
I think that Splash Mountain would be harder because as of recording this podcast, Disneyland is still closed.
That's true.
Oh.
So how would we even get
there? Wait, maybe they're closed?
If we're collabed with them, then nobody's riding the ride, so we wouldn't even have to stop the ride to get it.
Oh, true.
Wait, but I thought they opened.
Stop the ride. I thought we would just dip it in the water as we go by.
Oh, just steal it.
We have to go on the ride every time we get it.
Yes.
Maybe that could be a new rule. We have to go on the ride to obtain this, and just go in with jars. And so every time we need more, we need to go on the ride and obtain that.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be very fun.
It would be a challenge.
Would that be harder than going to the desert every time we need a scent? Or could we? I think maybe we could obtain these items without going to the desert, because as I said before, when I had my breakdown, they sell scorpions at stores somewhere. Also, cactuses sold places.
Yeah, but I feel like also even then, the desert is basically free to go to.
Oh, that's true.
And yeah, you're right.
We live in a place that's near desert.
Yeah. And it's just as near to desert as it is to Disneyland.
True.
And Disneyland is very expensive. So
True.
I would say that Disneyland is harder to get stuff from.
Oh, okay. Splash Mountain it is.
Yeah.
Do you agree, Megan?
I agree because of the money factor. And you would have to pay a Disneyland ticket just to get your supply. And it's no thank you.
And go on the ride every time. What if it's cold that day? We don't want to get wet.
Or you have to wait in long lines, so you're wasting your time also.
Exactly.
True. Next up, we have Canada and a ghost 401k.
Wait, someone explain the last one.
Okay.
These are both Kylan's. We'll have her explain.
So a 401k is a thing that you should probably have by now. And it's for people who work and then you put money into it. And I'm only saying Megan should have one because she literally works a job that
I don't think I have one.
You could have one of this. You could probably set one up, and you probably should if you have a chance. And you put money into it early, and there's different types of retirement fund. It's basically a retirement fund, and there's different types. Some you pay taxes on it before you put it in. Some you pay taxes on it when you take it out. And a 401k is just one of those. So it's a thing you put money into to save for your retirement. Yeah.
So I'm imagining old people. It smells like old people, retired old people, especially since it's a ghost. And money. So it's your grandma's. She gives you a coin because she's like, you were a good boy today. Here's 50 cents. Go buy a car, because that's what they needed when they bought cars back then. 50 cents.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
Here's what I'm thinking for a ghost 401k specifically. How you would obtain this, right? So. First of all, you have to find a ghost bank because, this isn't a 401k of somebody who's passed away because they wouldn't have that anymore. That money goes somewhere else. That goes to whoever's their next of kin. It's part of their estate, right? So it's not one of those. That doesn't count. It's a ghost that opens a 401k. So first you need to find a ghost bank or somebody committing fraud. And you need to find that and then go to it and you have to collect a portion of the money, either from the taxes they paid when they first put it in or when they got it out, or you could just convince them to give you a cut of the money to keep their fraud secret or their ghost bank secret. And then that's how you obtain the smell. It's the smell of the money from specifically fraud or ghost.
Okay, do you remember that movie with Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges? It was they were dead and they were police.
No.
Okay, so what I'm imagining is the version of that, but we're working for the IRA, undercover.
IRS.
IRS? What's IRA?
Yeah.
IRS.
Yes.
as ghost IRS workers, and this is how we obtain the scent.
Yes, I agree.
Sounds difficult.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other scent is the smell of Canada, which I think would be very difficult to obtain because, as we all know, Canada does not exist.
That's
I
right.
have not been there twice. It's not a thing that happened. So I think you would have to like take some smells from like northern Maine and also Seattle and also like Russia or Alaska and put it all together and then mix in a little bit of maple syrup that they say comes from this place called Canada, but I don't know if I believe it.
Doesn't. Vermont.
And then,
don't
and then
trust
you mix
that
all
easy.
those smells together, and then that's the smell of Canada, which is clearly made up.
Okay, so I feel like Canada is way easier though, because since it's made up, no one will actually be able to refute the scent. So then they can't say it's not real because Canada isn't real.
True.
So easy out. You could put
yeah.
anything in the candle. It would be correct.
Yes. Yes, I like it. But money is a construct, so money's
That's
not
true.
real either. It's okay.
Harder.
I mean, yeah, technically.
And there's that. What was it called? There was like 6 feet under. No, that wasn't what it was called. It was called like something police for people, but also ghosts. Ghost 401k wins.
Oh, okay.
401k. I'm gonna have to look it up because it's going to drive me crazy. I think Ryan Reynolds regrets being in that movie.
I mean, he regretted a lot of movies, aka Green Lantern.
He's made choices in his life. It's okay. Next up, we have one that I put solely because of pun. Well, kind of. Body ogre, which is the play on words of body odor, but ogre. And the next one is Kristen Bell's spiciest meal.
Oh, would you like to go first?
Yes, so body ogre. I'm assuming, since, you know, ogres are like onions and also parfaits, because they have layers, it will smell like lasagna. Onions and parfaits.
And lasagna.
And anything that has a layer, it's going to be in the scent.
Okay, like a 7-layer dip?
7-layer dip. If it has the word layer in it, it's probably in it.
Like a Photoshop file?
Onions. Photoshop layers, those will be involved. The layers of, like, I don't know, emotions in a relationship that he has with Fiona and his donkey. Wait, no, he doesn't have donkey babies. That would be weird. How would that happen? Donkey and him are both men.
I'm sure there's a fan fiction about it.
Of course there is.
That's true. Anyways, what about Kristen Bell's spiciest meal?
Well, as we all know, Kristen Bell loves spicy food.
Yes.
Right? She was on Hot Ones, and she and her husband... Is her
husband
Dax Shepard?
Yeah, her husband's Dax Shepard, and she talked about this akabanga sauce that she had in, I don't remember, it's like an African country, but it was called akabanga, and she said it was one of the spiciest things she's ever had.
Yes, so it would basically be just like the smell of that, and then when you light it, it probably burns your nose and causes all your roommates to leave the house.
When you burn it, it just shoots out pepper spray like into the air.
Yes, it diffuses pepper into the air and it stings your nose and mouth. But it's also great for intruders.
Okay. I feel like both of these are fairly easy to obtain compared to the other ones. But I feel like the spiciest meal one would be a little harder because you have to go to Africa to get it. And body ogre, it could be any of the layered things that you have sitting around the house store.
I agree that the spiciest one is harder to obtain, but I also like the idea of the ogre candle. Let me just pitch this to you real quick. So, like, you have all these different things that are layered, right? We've discussed many. We've had a great time here today. And you take each one, and then you make that a layer of the candle. So the candle itself is also layered.
Oh. So like a combo, like a collab between these candles.
Exactly.
Oh, so that would be the ultimate difficult one to get, or would that be easier?
I mean, I think it's just the same. It's just like you just layer a bunch of stuff that is itself layered.
Okay. Wow, layers on layers.
Exactly.
Wow, so deep.
And then you stack those candles on top of each other, so they make more layers. Wow. See, this is like a whole thing.
Inception, the movie. I've never seen that movie, but I hear it's very confusing.
I saw it, and it was pretty straightforward. It was just
really
dreaming, Yeah, so like you have a dream, right? And then in that dream you fall asleep, and so you start dreaming again, and it's just
I'm
that
already
more
confused.
times. It's like recursion. It's like computers. It's easy. Recursion.
Oh, I remember recursion. That was a proof word that they used a lot. Proof by recursion.
Yeah. Or well, I mean, you would use proof. You use proof by induction to prove that recursion works.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand it. So
okay.
Well, I'm not a STEM major, so.
Okay, so we've decided though, Kristen Bell's spiciest meal harder.
Yeah.
So the next up we have nice smelling vape in parentheses sick burn. And then next up we have Danny DeVitoast.
Danny DeVitoast? How would you obtain that?
So I think this is very clearly a smell I made. But it is Danny DeVito, and I imagine he's a messy eater, and he usually has a beard. So when he's eating his morning toast, it gets like all stuck in his beard and like crumble. And yep, it's just crumbly bread toast thing in his beard. That's the smell.
So it's just beard clippings and toast?
I mean his like chin.
Okay.
His whole lower face.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Also toast.
Yeah. So for my one that was vape that smells good, hot take, all vape smells bad. And so basically, I don't know how you can find this scent because it does not exist. But maybe if you mix some bad vape smells together, you could make a good one. I don't know.
Doubtful.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some vape, it smells like
candy or bubble gum, and you get tricked. You're like, "What's that smell?" You're like, "Oh, someone's vaping."
Yeah, is that bad for your lungs, or is that like the whole? Is that the attraction towards it? Is it's not bad for other people to be around, or is it okay for other people? Not okay.
Is it water? Is it just water vapor?
I think so. It depends on the vape. I think some have other oils and stuff in them, which to me sounds very bad. Because inhaling water and oil sounds like it would not be good for your lungs. And I think that there's been like people who got really bad like coughing or like lung infections from like
I heard about that.
It wasn't very clean, and so yeah.
Okay.
I think the Danny
DeVitoast
is harder to obtain.
Yeah, because he's a busy guy. He's in a lot of movies. He was in recently that what is it called? The Jumanji 2. He was very good in that movie.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's a sequel to that movie? When?
Like a couple months ago, year ago, I don't really remember, but
also like Jumanji itself was a remake of the original Jumanji.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like we're talking about the one with the rock in it, right?
Yes. Oh, that's alluding to one of the future ones, Megan. Good job, but not the next one. Oh wait, we'll just move to that one.
Yeah, making it a night. Oh, yes.
Okay, next up we have sparkling water or AIDS versus Dwayne the Hawk Johnson.
Oh, can you smell what the hawk is cooking?
Yes, I can.
Roadkill.
Sparkling water / AIDS.
Neither of these are
harder. The smell of AIDS? Oh, both of these are mine. Or Dwayne the Hawk Johnson.
Have you explained AIDS on this podcast before?
Oh, but AIDS basically are sparkling water with flavored fruit in it, and I was very excited because they have that in Korea a lot. It's a very tasty drink. I highly recommend it. And when I came back from Korea, I was telling everyone, I was like, "Oh, Korea has AIDS. It's the best." And everyone looked at me confused and concerned. But I was like, "No, it's a drink." And then everyone is like, "Oh, haha, you rapscallion." So that's what AIDS are. Dwayne the Hawk Johnson he is a hawk that me and Kylan saw one time, and we pointed it out and said, "Dwayne the Hawk Johnson," out loud.
For context, Matthew and I are literally the twins from The Shining, and so sometimes we just like say stuff at the same time when it's the same stuff, and it's things that you would not normally ever say. Like looking at just like a random hawk And like not having talked about The Rock, not having done anything related to The Rock, we both just pointed and we're like, Dwayne the Hawk Johnson. Yeah.
Dwayne the Hawk Johnson. But I imagine it smells like rocks, because first of all, rock.
Yes.
And also
And
birds.
Yeah.
Birds and rocks.
And twigs, because next.
True.
Yes.
But then sparkling water. What is the smell of that? So it has to be something that's kind of spicy when you smell it, because that's how sparkling water works. It's spicy on your throat.
Mm-hmm. It's a little angry.
So what like kind of assaults your nostrils while you smell it?
I think that like sparkling water does have a very specific like smell to it. Like it has a little bit more of like a mineral-y scent
Oh, mine
to
is
it.
flavored.
Yeah. Well, Aids are flavored, right?
That's true. Oh, so that'd be easier. So Dwayne the
Yeah.
Hawk Johnson wins easy.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, also you have
Dwayne
to find
the
that hawk.
Oh, that's
like, where is he? Have you seen him again?
He was around my house, and I think so.
That's true. Dwayne
Hold on, I'm
Hawk
gonna mute because I might sneeze.
Bless you. Oh, did I ruin it? Did I make it so you couldn't see? Oops.
That's the worst. Yeah.
I was already on the edge of sneezing and not sneezing, and I think before you even said that, by me saying I'm gonna mute because I'm gonna sneeze, it made me not sneeze. So.
Oh.
Would you rather have sneezed or not sneezed?
Sneezed. Definitely sneezed.
Oh, I think you are like most people then. My sister, she says bless you to herself, like very loudly and like fast, so she doesn't sneeze. She's like, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you, like a psycho. And she does this in public too.
You know oranges that look at lights too?
Yeah, well, you're supposed to look at lights to make yourself sneeze.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's like stimulus or something. That's what my 7th grade science teacher told me. But I don't know if that's super true. I think it is true because I've tried it and it's worked. But next up, we have road rage versus the smell of a really big hole dug into the ground at a beach that you can stand up in. And that's the one that I really don't want to win because I don't want to write this ever again, Kylan.
I feel like it smells like wet sand, the last one. But are those yours, Kylan?
Thank you, Megan. Thank you.
It smells different because, like, you know, like, it's at the level where, like, you stand up straight in it and it still sounds like the ocean is muffled. And so, like,
you
got the
dark.
wet sand. Yeah, so, like, it smells dark. It smells a little, like, deep and scary. And then it smells, like, sandy, but also, like, very hot because you can't get shade in a hole. So, like, you got the wet sand around you, but also the sun beating down on you, right? And then you still have, like, the slight smell of the ocean, but it's definitely more muted because you are in a hole. So I think that it has a lot of depth to it that wet sand just does not capture.
Interesting. That makes me think it smells like falling. Like I'd fall in the hole.
Maybe.
Because I have fallen at holes at beaches.
Yeah.
I know.
Back in the Pokemon Go days.
Yeah, that was the worst part. It was like during Pokemon Go, so everyone was like looking at me like I was playing Pokemon Go, but I was playing Pokemon Go, so they weren't wrong. But I did fall into a hole at the beach. Worth it. Everyone stared at me, but that's not my problem. It is, but it's fine. Road rage, Megan. Please elaborate.
Oh man, it's just. I mean, this is making me angry.
Oh my god. It's just a triggering smell.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would be an angry smell. Maybe like the other one. What was it? The AIDS one. It would still like assault your nostrils.
Oh.
So like maybe some like car fumes a bit, like some sweat. Like
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it would just make you mad.
That one wins. That one definitely wins.
Thank God. Yeah, I can see that / smell it. Okay, off to the other side. Toilet paper during quarantine week 1 versus lazy afternoon. That one is Megan and Kylan's.
Imagine it's week 1 of quarantine in the United States, and you're trying to find toilet paper so you can make it into a candle. And you can't use any that you have left because you know there's none in stores. So now you're trying to find some, and that's the smell.
Ah, I see. So it smells like, it's probably going to smell like really, really fancy because toilet paper during quarantine week 1, that's like intense. people. It was a very hot commodity.
What a
yeah,
time.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't find the smell of toilet paper during the point of quarantine because, like, nobody, like, bought any toilet. Like, you couldn't find it. It was all gone.
It
Yeah.
smells like America. This was an America problem.
It smells like America and desperation and maybe a little bit of toilet paper.
And a lot of crazy.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be that hard to find, though.
You're right. It's everywhere.
Fair.
But lazy afternoon, Megan, please elaborate.
Well, I feel like this one, it could smell like honey, strangely enough, because you're outside and, like, in a field. And this is what I envisioned whenever I made this.
Megan, this is nightmare fuel for me. I'm just thinking, okay, what's next? There's going to be a hive of bees. You're laying on a picnic blanket on the ground.
It's in the distance.
Now, afternoon laziness.
It's in the distance. You're sitting there, you smell the grass, you smell the honey, the breeze.
You mean you smell the screams
of
the dying grass?
Yeah.
I'm just turning hers into a very dark situation.
You really are. It's supposed to be peaceful.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would imagine for your lazy afternoon?
Maybe like a half-eaten sandwich.
Okay, yeah. See, that's where I was thinking. I was more going towards the food route. Because I'm like, what am I thinking when I'm lazy? I'm thinking like microwave chicken wings. I'm in my house. I'm in my pajamas. I just woke up. It's 12. And, I'm just eating for sustenance. And that's chicken wings at the moment.
I feel like
don't have those in my house, though.
Your, like, description of it is a little bit more bleak. And mine is a little bit more romanticized. And I did think about both of them. I thought about both of them. And I went the route where it was romanticized. Because it was just, like, too real for the other one.
Lazy afternoon is like, oh yeah, you're like staying in, you're just chilling, you're like sitting on the couch, maybe you have like an extra coffee that you wouldn't normally have had, or like, some tea or something, and you're just like, oh, let me just watch some like, this like fun, cute Netflix show, very vapid, like it doesn't matter. And you're just sort of like chilling. Maybe you take a nap. Maybe you play some video games, but nothing like too intense. Like maybe you go like save some chickens in Breath of the Wild or something. Like nothing crazy. You're not gonna defeat Ganon today. You're just gonna like save some dude's chickens.
You had me until you said Breath of the Wild, and then I started getting nightmare.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fall off
and
a cliff.
chickens.
I'm running away from things. I feel like for Megan, that she thinks that's the romanticized version, but I think that's like an absolute nightmare.
Well, no, you had me until like saving chickens, because I feel like that would stress me out.
Okay, then you're not doing that. Then what you're doing is like you're just fishing in Animal Crossing. Like you guys
okay.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, and then like maybe you're eating microwave chicken wings, or maybe you're eating leftovers, or you're just like, I'm just gonna order takeout today because it's lazy day. It's fine. Yeah, that's what I'm picturing. Yeah.
So which is harder to get though? Harder to obtain? Toilet paper? Oh, toilet paper.
I don't know. For me, I think a lazy afternoon is pretty hard to obtain at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maddie, there's crazy everywhere. You can just harvest
That's
it.
True. Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Lazy afternoon.
Yeah. The day after I finish my thesis. Lazy afternoon.
Yeah. Lazy afternoon.
Finally.
Next up, we have Good Vibes versus Mystery Meat.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I wrote Mystery Meat. Let me explain. So, it's a candle series. It's like, do you ever remember like those like challenges where like candy companies or like, I think Oreos did it, where they're like, what's the mystery flavor? So it's like that kind of concept, except for we're a candle company and it's what's the meat? And we put 8 different meats. It was a trick. We put all the meat we can find in a butcher shop, like this much of it, in a blender, mix it up, put it in a candle holder, call it a day.
Wouldn't that just be the smell of a hot dog?
No.
Some people call hot dogs mystery meat, though.
Aren't they?
I don't think so, because I feel like if you mixed all the meats, I don't think it would necessarily smell like a hot dog. Like, when I think hot dog, I think, like, you know, I'm going to Costco and I'm
They
getting a
use good hot dogs.
for
They use the
79
kosher
cents.
hot dogs.
Yes, that's what I think of when I think of hot dog, because it's still
Kosher,
like less than $1.
beef. Yeah.
Yeah, or at least like now it's like slightly more than $1, but it's like still very, very cheap and also kosher somehow. So that's what I think of. I don't
Megan,
think
you've been to Costco and had their hot dogs, right?
I mean, I've been to Costco. I've gotten their pizza, but I've never had their hot dog.
Megan, it's so slept on. It's so slept on. It's so good.
My family members have gotten their hot dogs before, but I haven't.
Okay, their pizza is really good too, though.
Oh, it is
so good.
Honestly, everything from the Costco food court is amazing. Like the chicken bake is really good. The hot dog's really good. They even have like really fancy things now. And they have like I don't even. They have like acai bowls, and then they have like like a steak sandwich or something like that.
I mean, this was before quarantine, though, because I heard that they downscaled their menu. Because fun fact, they don't sell what's that pizza? They don't sell their combo pizza anymore. They just have cheese and pepperoni, right? And they got rid of it because they're like, we don't want to pay for it or whatever because we lose money here.
I haven't had Costco pizza in like over like a year, so I guess
I had it last week.
Them on speed dial?
I did. Well, they were in my like top contacts list, but now I've diversified my portfolio, as people say. That's usually referring to stocks, but I'm talking about my fast food restaurants in my phone.
Is it like rice chicken and rice chicken and
rice chicken? Domino's. Who else? No, Domino's. I use their app because they literally don't answer my phone calls anymore. Like I've tried.
Rude. Why not? What did you do to them?
One time the app wasn't working, and then I called them like 5 times, and they didn't work, so I just went somewhere else.
Went rice chicken instead.
Rice chicken is really good. Who else do I have? I don't know. I got a lot of restaurants on my phone.
I think I just have Sabi Lee.
I don't have. I do have Sabi Lee.
Oh.
Yeah, I got all the good ones. Sushi Deli, Sabi Lee, those places. What were we talking about? Oh, mystery meat. Yes. I don't think it'd be that hard to obtain. But what about good vibes? What are good vibes, Megan?
Good vibes are like, I feel like it's a little abstract. Like think Zen. Like you just finished yoga. Okay. You're connected with your aura, which like is a very...
That makes me think we're just in a sage.
Yes. You know what?
Store.
We're going to incorporate that in there. Because good vibes only here.
True.
So, like, yeah, like incense or, like, sage. And, yeah.
One of the hardest parts of quarantine is not being able to go to Sage and touch their moss wall. They're really nice, soft plant material wall.
She has a sage!
That's the liquid sunshine? Is that the liquid sunshine?
I have 3. Actually, I had 4, but I actually finished one today. I have Good Karma, Liquid Sunshine,
that's my favorite
Joyride.
one.
And I also had Goddess, which was very good. Had like a sort of sandalwood vibe.
It's so good. Liquid Sunshine.
Yeah, I finished my Goddess today using my diffuser.
Wow, I didn't know that you had a diffuser too.
Oh, I've had one for years.
Yeah, Kylan's the one who gave me my diffuser.
Yeah.
Why did I not know that?
I don't know. I've had it for like since I last lived in San Francisco. I've had it.
Oh.
So nice.
Yeah.
Smelly smells.
Have I been missing out?
Yeah.
I don't
Megan,
have one.
you have. They have them at Costco. Well, I don't know if they have them anymore. My mom got it for me like December, but they had them at Costco.
Okay.
They're really good. You can also
although the one from Sage is better.
Of like 4 different like I have like 8 different essential oils that are just like one pure smell, and Sage has like blends, which is why theirs are like more expensive. But like you can buy just like cheap, like single ones. On Amazon
on the internet they sell them for very cheap.
Yes, yeah.
So good vibes versus mystery meat. What are we thinking?
I think they're both pretty easy to obtain.
I think so too. But like, what's the mystery? Well, I kind of spoiled it though. It's just that we get a bunch of different meat.
Yes.
But we don't tell the customer that. That doesn't make it any harder. So, interesting. I feel like good vibes is slightly harder.
I agree.
Yeah, good vibes.
Where are the good vibes? It's 2020. Where are they?
Ask me next year.
Ask me last year.
Oh, true. Next up, we have indecisiveness versus cottage flower.
Megan.
So I put indecisiveness. Actually, I wrote.
Yeah, and I
one.
put cottage flower.
Smell of Megan.
So
what do I smell like?
What I think of for indecisiveness is I think we're all in the car together. We're sitting outside one of our houses and we're thinking like, where are we going to eat? Megan, choose. Kylan, choose. Matthew, choose. And so that's the smell. It's like the inside of a car.
Let's go to Meat Fresh, and then Megan's like, can't go there.
Megan gets real decisive when Meat Fresh starts popping up.
Oh, yeah, just like never go there. That's my decision.
No, Meat Fresh is good.
No, it's not. No.
It's okay. Don't worry. Megan's a picky eater. That's just
Don't even. I only hate Meat Fresh and tamales. I will eat anything else.
And red bean.
I will eat red bean on some things.
Megan.
No, Megan.
Yes, I will. What are those like ice cream things? Ice cream fish that have the red bean in there. I ate that. Yes, I do.
It's the Samanco red bean one. I think that's because that one has a ton of sugar and most red bean doesn't have very much sugar.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Although so you don't dislike red bean because of the texture, right?
I just feel like it doesn't work well with like a dessert dish.
That's a lie.
Ask the whole country of Japan and China and Korea. I'm pretty sure all of those use red bean very heavily in their desserts.
Hold on.
So good.
Did you see that? There was another ghost flew into my bed.
I never notice things. I don't really look at things.
I will have you know that I actually look at your guys' face cam.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi, May.
Hi. Yeah.
I'm just not right now because there's a bug in my room, so I'm trying to.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
but yeah,
no.
a piece of clothing just fell into my bed mysteriously.
Wow.
I saw it when I was editing Breaking Fourth Wall, but when I was editing like today, and I was just like, wow, that's a thing.
I thought it was a cat in the video you sent me.
I didn't see it at first, so I thought you were just trying to send me what I said, and I was like, it wasn't very interesting or funny.
No, that's what I was thinking that too for like the audio at first, but I was like, she's not laughing at the audio, she's laughing at something in the video. Because like Kylan said something very normal.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
What is cottage flower, Megan?
Cottage flower?
Is it like cottage cheese and flowers together, or is it something else?
Okay, it is not that at all. Here's what it is. Picture yourself in a forest. You're in the middle of nowhere. You're one with nature. And there is this little house, and there's a flower box outside. Maybe the path leading to the house is lined with wild flowers.
Okay.
So it's
Wait, what does the box have to do with it?
I don't know. There's just more flowers. There's a flower box.
Okay.
No, it's not a box.
There's like a treasure box and like I completely misheard that. I thought you said there's like a treasure box near the house. Like there's a path of flowers towards it, and I'm like, what is this horror movie? What's in the box?
You're ruining my painting.
Wait, okay, is it your cottage or is it somebody else's cottage?
Yeah, is this a stranger?
It's a stranger because it's super secret.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Yes.
So you're just like walking up to a stranger's cottage in the middle of the woods?
Yes,
this is giving Hansel and Gretel vibes.
You're just asking to get murdered, yeah. You're just getting
I like this one.
I don't like this one.
Oh.
You're gonna get murdered.
I think
you're
it's
gonna get
cute.
like Silence of the Lambs thrown down in a well, and like they're gonna be like, oh, here's some flowers to eat, or else you get like again, and it's like
But like it's in a clearing, so the sun is shining through.
That doesn't make it better.
You go during the daytime.
You just ruined it,
No.
Megan. The sun. I was on board for a while.
No, it's light rays of sunshine, Matthew. It's not like intense California sun.
But it's like a complete stranger?
No one's in there. It's a secret cabin.
That's worse. It's an abandoned shack.
You're
in the middle
harvesting
of
the flowers outside of the cottage. So yeah, maybe there's
their flowers. I'm stealing their property.
Yes.
I could never break the law like that.
I'm thinking.
I think I'd accidentally.
That's trespassing.
You know that meme? You know that meme of like, oh, this picture precedes like horrible events or something like that, and it's like somebody smiling, but and it's like a building that's about to like go on fire. So that's what I think of this, but it's kind of like, oh, that moment of bliss before something horrible happens. Like, isn't that a good smell?
Yeah. No, I see where you're getting at.
You get it without getting murdered.
But you don't know you're gonna get murdered. And it's that moment of bliss before getting murdered.
It just smells like the filming of the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, although they seem stressed out, like they need to calm down. It's like
fair.
But this one, it's like, oh, you're just your thoughts in your head at that moment are like, I'm not gonna be murdered, and then you're smelling flowers.
And then that's when Shia LaBeouf just like kills you.
Appears out of nowhere, not in the cottage, but behind you, because he's coming home from his long journey to find a wife. So which is harder, indecisiveness or cottage flower?
I think cottage flower is harder.
Yeah, because indecisiveness happens a lot.
That's true. It can happen, and if it's the situation we describe, just car smell. Car smell, and also hunger.
Meat fresh.
Yeah.
No.
Cottage flower it is.
Yes.
Cottage flower. Next up, we have passionate flame versus the last fry in the bag.
The last fry in the bag.
This is. I think we can tell that Megan's is passionate flame based off of her previous entries, and the last fry in the bag is the one I wrote.
All sound like actual candle smells.
Yeah. So you know when you have like McDonald's or like any like your favorite fry place, just imagine it, your favorite fry place, and you're eating out of said box that they give you or like bag that they give you the fries in. Okay, you're eating them all and you're in the car. You ate them all because you eat them very fast because they're better when they're fresh. Then you're like, oh no, I ate them all and now my friends don't have any because I ate them all while they were driving. But then there's one more and you can show your friend that you saved them one, but it's the best fry, so you eat it and don't tell them anything the whole time and said they didn't give us their fries.
Has this happened before?
No, no, not at all.
Okay, but I just want to know if I got cheated out of fries.
You definitely have gotten cheated out of fries. Know. You definitely have. 100%.
But what about passionate flame, Megan?
I mean, I would say that it smells like fire and like
lit fire flame, that kind of
like
one where you're
candle.
Like in LA and you're like a bunch of guys who say like those slang.
Sure. I made this one kind of ironically because I mean it's a candle that's burning and it's fire, so it's passionate
flame. It's just the scent of a candle. It's just a flame-scented candle. But
yeah, maybe a smoky flavor. Maybe like I don't know, fireworks. You know,
or like you're like in like a nice Airbnb that it like is not haunted and also the owner's not going to show up and like it's yours, like it's not some stranger's cabin, and like you're next to the fireplace on a rug, you're just whatever you're passionate about, you're doing that thing, and so it just smells like very rustic and like fireplacey, like wood burning fireplace.
I'm gonna need you to clarify what type of rug. Is it like a bear rug, like where a person could potentially be hiding in it?
No.
Or is it like a rug that it looks like a shag carpet rug? That gives me marijuana vibes.
No, it's just like a normal rug.
Got it.
Like the rug that I have, like just normal.
Okay.
And
your rug is
also,
nice.
like it wouldn't catch on fire, and also it's very comfy and soft.
Okay, we're in our happy place. Good.
Yes.
For this one, what I was thinking is it brought me back to college, year 2. And this person, we were partnered together in my Korean language class. And he was from LA, very clearly by how he talked. And he was saying like these things, like these words I had never heard before because it was like 2017. And he was saying like, oh, that's flames or something like that. He said something really weird that I was like, I don't understand what you are saying. And I just said it back out of confirmation to be a part. So that's kind of the vibes it gives me. trying
for
to
me,
fit.
I think that the harder scent for me to obtain is last fry in the bag, because I'm normally the one driving because I'm the best driver here. And
True.
so I drive these people around all the time.
Fair.
And if we ever get fries, yeah, like for your own safety, and I think you both agree with me that I am.
But
I always come with the disclaimer that I will be the one driving if I'm the one that drives.
Exactly. So like, I'm normally the one that drives, so for me, I'm always the one who gets cheated out of the fries, and I know that I've been cheated out of the fries, and so I think that for me, that's the harder smell to obtain.
Agreed.
I agree too. Yeah.
Okay, last fry in bag. Ah, what a good smell, though. The smell of deception. No.
I mean, really, that's what it boils down to.
Next up, we have freshly canned Spam and Whimsical Daydream.
So, like, freshly canned Spam, how are you gonna smell it? Because it was just canned.
It just smells like metal.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I was envisioning, like, oh, wait, no, you're right. It would be
exactly.
What a misleading candle.
Yeah, I was
just the smell of metal.
I was thinking of like you just open the Spam thing and that's the first thing, but no.
No, but that's not freshly
put it
that's
in.
That would be open Spam.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it just smell like meat and metal?
No meat, because they seal it airtight for quality assurance, Megan.
Exactly.
Oh, you're right. It's closed up. Wow, what a disappointment.
I know, that's like me anytime I try to smell thing that's like covered in plastic, like it's airtight, I'm like, why doesn't it smell like the thing that's in there? But that's because it's sealed.
Exactly. So that's freshly canned Spam.
But Whimsical Daydream, Megan, please elaborate.
I mean,
all of your sounds are like fancy until you describe them and then they turn into nightmares.
Okay, you turn them into nightmares. I don't.
Okay, I do.
Maybe Megan's dreams are just Matthew's nightmares.
That
you know what?
Fair enough. A lot of hers are outdoor, and that's like my nightmare.
Exactly.
And I'm just like, oh, my happy place. Like this is where I relax.
Inside.
I feel like this scent it could be like anything because you can daydream about anything. So maybe that'll make it easier to obtain because it could be different every single time.
It's like the opposite of fear.
Yeah.
Whimsical Daydream. So what whimsy? Whimsy tells me that like, oh, it's shifty. It can do anything.
What?
Whimsical means it's like, oh, like.
Wait, you know what? Like, You're right.
Like random, you know?
I guess so. I was thinking more of like, oh, magical, you know? Like flowery smell, like fairies, like whimsical, you know?
Okay, I understand where you're going with that.
Plants. So, I mean, maybe it has a plant scent. Who knows?
Exactly what this smells like for me. Like
whimsical plants.
Like the math building on our campus is like right in the middle, and I would have math like right after lunch, like every day, and it would be really warm because there's no AC in like pretty much any building. And so I would just sit like right next to the open window, and there's lots of like trees and stuff and like nature outside. And so like the smells would just drift in, and then you're all sleepy. And then so yeah, to me it just smells like the math building.
Oh, it's like math.
Yeah. That's what it smells like to me. But it smells like, you know, when you're like fall asleep and you can't stop yourself from like falling asleep. That's also what it smells like.
Okay, so Whimsical Daydream to me, I feel like I think of food. I'm like, whimsical daydream. I'm probably hungry. I'm hungry, and I'm so hungry I fell asleep, and I'm dreaming. Wait, daydream, so you're awake. So I'm dreaming of food, but my eyes are open, and I'm looking into the fridge. Order sushi deli, and I go there. That was it.
Cartoon characters where like you have like the smell things wafting, and then they like lift up and like fly over the food. That's what I think. Oh
yeah. Okay, then that makes me think it smells like a pie because they are almost always going towards
or like
a pie.
Like a large ham.
Huh? Oh yeah, if it's like an animal.
Yeah.
But not for me because I'm vegan.
You're not vegan. You literally just said you would order from sushi deli.
Vegan in name only.
It's vegan because it's the thought that counts, and I think about it a lot. So.
Therefore, he must be it.
I feel like I think about being vegan more than most vegan people.
Probably.
Oh my God.
I do have a question, Matthew. Wait, before we move on, I have a question. Do you even daydream?
See, it's not really a daydream more than like going into another dimension of no thought.
Yeah, Matthew has the thing that's like the no thought dimension.
Yeah, like, it's like I'm not thinking. I'm really like just looking at a wall, and I'm just looking at the wall.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just thinking about nothing. Yeah. It's kind of fun.
Wow.
To just stare at a wall and think nothing.
Anyway, whimsical daydream wins.
Oh yeah, true. Freshly canned salmon.
Oh yeah.
Easy. Medals everywhere. Whimsical. Oh, Megan, you use such a SAT word. Just kidding, it's not that bad, but it's too long for me.
Is it like the same as a GRE word?
No, those are like really dumb and like have no purpose in life. Oh god, I hate the GRE words.
I'm so glad I didn't have to take it.
Same.
Oh, it's so gross. Speaking of which, sports ball versus the outside of an airplane that's in flight. Those two cents.
Well, one of them you have to be in the plane and somehow open the window and then be like...
Yeah, outside the plane.
You
catch
have to be
the
outside
scent.
of the plane. You can't open the plane window. That's bad.
You can stick
for
your hand
sports
out.
ball, I had like a very vivid image. So what I'm thinking is, okay, you know that like for sports, there's a lot of sports balls. Most of them have air in them. What we do is we get one of those pumpy things, but we suck out the air and we put that in a perfume bottle.
Oh, okay.
So you know Deflategate? Tom Brady was just starting our business of sports ball themed perfume, right?
Oh, wait, really?
No, he wasn't.
I think he was, but you know.
Wait, Megan, please elaborate on your question. What's your question about?
Wait, about what?
You said, wait, really? What are you referring to?
Okay, I thought...
What are you referring to? Are you referring to the fact that you think we're actually starting a perfume business with Tom Brady?
No, I thought you said that somebody started like
wait,
a perfume line. And I was like, when? And like, really? You know that sometimes I take things literally.
I don't personally know Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's not starting a perfume line.
Why not?
Also based off of one of his scandals. He's starting a perfume line based off of his scandal.
I mean, who am I to judge? There's crazy things in the world, you know?
Richard Nixon had a perfume line called Watergate.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Honestly, missed opportunity, Richard Nixon. Get on that.
Yeah, you should have definitely started that perfume. Oh man.
Okay, Kylan, you can talk about the plane.
Okay, so
I'm so concerned for a second though.
Here's the thing. You can't open a plane once it's in flight because then things are bad. But I think you know how you also can't do specific things if you're scuba diving because then you'll just implode or whatever. But
that's crazy.
But you could free dive and you wouldn't be able to last as long underwater. But because of you got your air from the surface and then you swam down, you're fine at the same depth. So that's a thing. So I'm wondering if maybe it's the same for airplanes. So I think that you'd have to spend the entire flight outside of the plane, and you'd have to get to cruising height and cruising altitude and everything. But yeah, you're outside of the plane collecting what it's like to be on the outside of an airplane while it's in flight.
Hey, I'm pretty sure I saw Elastigirl do that in Incredibles 2, so it's possible.
Yes, exactly. See, that's what I'm thinking.
Also, could be similar idea to the one I just did, you know? That sucky thing. Shove it out the window. Psst.
Yes, and this one also involves Tom Brady.
Yes, Tom Brady's he's the person we hired.
Yes.
He's our lackey.
He's our spokesperson, yeah.
Yeah. We underpay him so much.
Didn't he just go to the Buccaneers? Is that where he
I don't know. I don't follow sports ball. I thought
Yeah.
I thought he retired or
I
something.
barely know who he is.
Yeah. Well, clearly.
I thought you didn't know who he was at all since you thought we started a perfume business together, mate.
Okay, you know what? I feel like you guys say things and I just go along with it like 90% of the time.
You said, wait, really? And I was just like, for a second, I was like, okay,
because,
why?
Well, no, I heard the name before. I just didn't really know who he was.
Oh. Oh, Megan.
Oh, man.
But out of these, probably the plain one's hard.
I agree.
I think so.
Yeah, more work, more dangerous.
Yeah. How do you spell plain? Why are there so many planes?
Plain.
Plain.
No.
Plane. And then there's...
It's the second one.
That's it.
It's the second one.
Plain. Outside. Next up, we have babies versus the smell of silence. So, I wrote babies because I've heard a lot of people like the smell of babies, which kind of weirds me out because I do not like the smell of babies, nor have I ever really smelled a baby because I kind of hold babies out like this. And
hold a baby?
I tell everyone before, I'm like, why are you giving me your baby? They have like self-destruct buttons on the back of their head, and also I am the least coordinated person you probably know. And when did I become qualified to hold a baby? So...
on a couch or like on somebody's bed or something?
No, they hand it to me like
for you.
They just hand it to me, and I'm just like, what do I do with this? One time I took away a baby because it was like a drunk lady was holding it, and I was like, this seems bad. And then she wasn't like a baby, she was like maybe like 2 or 3, like enough to have like thinking thoughts, and we kind of stared at each other for a moment while I was like holding her, and we were like just a moment of silence, and I was just like, okay, you can go down now.
Oh wow. Gosh. Well, I feel like babies smell very fresh and very clean sometimes. And then as long as you change their diaper when it needs to be changed, they smell great and they smell good and it's all good. So
do they actually smell though? Or is it just like the baby powder or the baby shampoo that you're smelling? From a clean baby.
It's something about the smell of a baby itself, because you could hang out with a baby all day and like you have to change his diaper a couple times, and like you gotta you gotta burp it and feed it and stuff, and it's not like a clean more than like changing the diaper, right? It's not like
there's a secret chemical inside of babies that goes off when your nose gets near them.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a defense mechanism to keep predators away.
So yeah, I feel like babies smell good.
But the smell of silence. Who got that one?
Me. It's like the sound of silence, but it's a smell. So you just have to find like somebody on a silent retreat, or like just a very, very, very quiet place, or the set of the movie A Quiet Place, and you have to get smells from those places, and it's just very quiet, and it's very serene and peaceful.
Okay, see what I imagined for this one is like it's one of those candles where it's basically it's just not a scented candle. So you're just like smelling it as hard as you can. You're like putting your nose into the candle and you're like, oh, I can smell it, but you're just lying to yourself because it said scented candle when you bought it and you don't want to be ripped off.
Yes, that's also, I like that better. That's what that smells like.
It's just a non-scented candle.
Yeah, it's just the smell of nothing.
But it's the appearance of something, or not the appearance. Yeah, the appearance, the thought process. So you think there's a smell,
but there isn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, on this candle it would say like, oh, ocean breeze, but it's really nothing because the smell of silence.
Exactly, and it's very fancy and very luxury.
Okay, out of these, I feel like extracting baby smell would be harder.
I think so too.
Just a non-scented candle. I don't really even know that was a debate with myself. Okay, are we ready? We got through all of them. So now we're just going through the top 16.
All right.
So next up we have Guy Fieri's Hot Rod versus Tropical Night. feel like Guy Fieri's harder to track down.
Yeah, because he just moves around all the time.
Yeah, this is an easy one. Easy one.
The tropical night's not going anywhere except whenever it's daytime. But like.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I forgot about that aspect of that one. Okay, next up we have, a heavy hitter. Fear versus Splash Mountain.
Both could be the same thing.
Fear is harder.
Yeah, Fear. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
I mean, there is that paywall of Splash Mountain, but it sounds like a lot more work for Fear.
Megan, did you say Fear and Splash Mountain were the same thing?
They could be.
Oh, really?
I mean,
remember
they could be. Your story.
The fear for that guy that you knew.
Yeah, and also whenever you get like to that point where you're like gonna get splashed, like fear.
Oh, that's true. Some people have fear of roller coasters.
True.
Is it considered a roller coaster?
I don't know, but I do know
a log
that
ride.
It doesn't have seatbelts. So.
Yeah,
that's right. It doesn't.
Yeah, that's what scares me about that ride.
Oh, I love that part about it because you can just like stand wherever. Very dangerous though.
Wait, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Has anybody tried? I mean, they probably
sure. I don't think anyone's ever died on it. I know somebody died on Thunder Mountain, but they were doing stuff they weren't supposed to do, like standing. But Disneyland's pretty good about their stuff.
Or they just are good at covering it up.
Oh, that's true. They also probably are good at that. I'm sure they are. But next up, we have Ghost 401k versus Kristen Bell's Spiciest Meal. Okay, Kristen Bell's Spiciest Meal, we got to get Akabanga from an African, I don't remember where in Africa, but somewhere in Africa. Ghost 401k, we have to join the Ghost IRS. So, which is harder?
I honestly think the spiciest meal is harder.
Really?
Okay, elaborate.
Because, you know, it's kind of hard to go to Africa, right? But everyone dies eventually, and so you could just choose for that to be your job.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my reasoning.
I'm trying to think about this one. So, we're breaking into Ghost Bank, undercover job, but then Akabanga. I just like that word, Akabanga. I feel like for me, the Ghost 401k one sounds harder. So Megan is tiebreaker.
Well, I agree with you, Matthew, just because, like, I mean, I don't know how hard it is to go to Africa, but I feel like it's a lot easier than, like, breaking in.
Joining the Ghost IRS?
Yeah. Also a lot less risky.
I mean,
for the biscuit.
Sure, but Matthew was already an economics major, so I feel like he was very qualified.
I know very little about ghost money.
That's true.
And many other things regarding economics. Next up, Danny DeVitoast versus Road Rage. Okay.
I think Danny DeVitoast is
I agree.
Danny DeVitoast, because he's a busy guy. Like I said, he's doing things.
Yeah.
He's like making moves.
Also, road rage happens a lot, so like
True.
I could just be
You
harvesting
could just go
it.
Megan's car.
Yeah. That's where the recipe is.
The
secret formula.
Car.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
And then go driving.
The easiest episode of Ranked Up is just ranking us based on how good of drivers we are.
Oh my. Well, me and Megan, I would say, are fairly equal.
In different ways, I feel like.
In different ways, though, yeah. We're both kind of bad drivers for different reasons.
Yeah.
For very different reasons.
Like, I'm very, very hesitant and scared of everyone. And Megan is not
too aggressive.
Scared of anything.
I would say that because Matthew is such a defensive and scared driver, he's a slightly better driver than Megan. Also because Megan has hit a pole before twice.
Okay, that was not on my driving. That was on the stupid parking spot and how small it was. Bad infrastructure. Just all around terrible.
I will agree. Very, very bad planning on placement of pole to protect one tiny palm tree and nothing else.
Yes.
But that was their choice, I guess.
Also, even though it wasn't Matthew's fault, he has gotten into a car accident.
I've gotten into how many? Well,
Matthew.
only one real. Okay. Oh, well, I've had bad driving moments though. Like, if you count hitting a curb, then I've been in like a million.
I mean, don't we all do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like making the scrapey sound of your car, like if there's like a dip, that happens a lot.
Oh gosh, there's a trap.
Yeah.
Well, okay, in La Jolla, there's a trap where it's like a little trench there, but it's like a road across. And it's like you have to slow down.
A lot of those.
There's a really bad one on Mira Mesa Boulevard,
Mira Mesa has a million of them.
Yeah, like when you're going down towards like the Target or the like the place with the poke bowls and Dainty. Like, so bad. There's a really, really bad one. Yeah.
What were we talking about? Oh yes. Good vibes versus lazy afternoon.
Oh. Well, where are the good vibes?
Good vibes, yeah.
Where are
Next
they?
year, I think good vibes is harder.
And like lazy afternoon is every afternoon. So
that is true.
Not true. That is not true.
For a lot of people, it is though.
Yeah.
During quarantine.
I would love a lazy afternoon.
Well, you can with our new candle scent because it's easier to get than good vibes.
Okay.
Good vibes. Oh, I almost write good Bibles. Good vibes. What does the Bible smell like? Cottage flour versus last fry in the bag.
Cottage flour is harder to obtain because I think that anybody who goes to get it is gonna get murdered.
You'd also have to like.
No, that's the smell. That's the smell right before being murdered.
Yeah, you'd also have to like hike there.
You have to get murdered in order for that to be obtained.
It's more out of the way.
I do agree that cottage flour is harder to get, but I think for a different reason. Well, no, maybe for the same reason, because you are going to get murdered, so we're going to lose a lot of people working for us.
Exactly.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's like a big OSHA violation.
Oh.
Yeah.
So cottage flour it is.
Yes.
Okay. Next up we have Dwayne the Hawk Johnson versus Whimsical Daydream.
I feel like Dwayne the Hawk Johnson is probably harder.
I don't even remember how he described Whimsical Daydream.
I think it's whatever you want.
That does sound... Wait, is that harder then?
Yeah, I think that's harder.
Dwayne the Hawk Johnson.
Because if it's different for everyone, I think that makes it harder.
Yeah. And we could get Rocks and Hawks very easily.
Rocks and Hawks.
Yeah.
Rocks and Hawks. They're everywhere.
True.
So Whimsical Daydream?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Whimsical. It has an H.
Whimsy.
Whimsical. Okay. Whimsical Daydream. That sounds like a paint color.
It does. Oh, that was a fun one.
That was. I just edited that one.
Megan's reaching out to her cameraman. What is she? Oh, I thought you were reaching out to somebody.
To my water.
Never mind. Oh, I thought you were reaching out to high five your cameraman. Okay, next up we have the outside of an airplane that's in flight, or babies.
The airplane one.
I think the outside of an airplane is harder to obtain.
Yeah.
But like babies, none of us have babies, so we'd have to find
like, them. They're
we'd have to
common.
outsource to other babies.
I mean, like, I know people who have babies.
But how can you do this without looking like a psycho and like sucking the air, like scooping the air near a baby and being like, I'm just gonna sell this.
You know how many clothes babies go through? You could just like take the outfits of babies before they go to the laundry and just take the smell from those instead.
So the opposite smell of consent.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so plain outside is harder?
Yes.
Yeah.
Plain outside, okay. We're in the final 4. Wait. 8. Okay. We have Guy Fieri's Hot Rod versus Fear.
Oh, I think Fear is harder.
But
I think Fear is definitely harder because it is different for everyone. I think that makes it much harder than Guy Fieri's Hot Rod.
Do we want to deal with the demons that will be released if we go near Guy Fieri?
Oh, that's true.
I feel like if we're in like a mile radius of him, he's just gonna release his like fast food demons to get us.
Yeah, all the speed demons from Flavortown.
Flavortown, yeah, his disciples from said Flavortown that he's been recruiting throughout Diana's Drive / Guy's grocery store.
Yeah, I don't want that army after us.
Mm-hmm. This is why he survived, or he did well in the zombie apocalypse.
He died the first round.
True.
Oh.
Wait, no, I think he beat one person. No, I think...
All I know is Betty White killed it, and I love her.
Oh my gosh, she just made it past one round.
Well, I remember her being a powerhouse in my mind, and you guys stopping her from achieving her dreams.
Because she didn't deserve it.
Well,
hot take!
No. Betty White will do anything it takes to live. Have you seen her? She's like 300 years old currently.
Oh my gosh.
Sophia or Guy Fieri?
After all that, I think Guy Fieri's hot rod.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Megan? Okay, same. On the same page. Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri. Macaroon. Okay.
I also like this one because when I wrote it, I wrote hot and rod as 2 different words. And I just find that really funny.
Are they not 2 different words?
I think hot rod is like 1 word.
It might be.
It would be 2 words. But to me, I read it like after I sent it, I was looking back at them because I was like, what did I even write? And I was like, Guy Fieri's hot rod. Oh.
Yeah, Guy. Oh, very good.
Yes.
Next up we have 2 good ones. Ghost 401k, Danny DeVitoast. I feel like Danny DeVitoast because
I think
so ghosts, too. They're not busy, they're dead. And like, money, social construct made up. Danny DeVito, he's real. And we'd have to track him down and also make sure he's already eaten toast.
Yes, or force feed him toast many times.
That's true. It can
so
be
that
like
you can get the flavor.
Yeah, it can be like to get foie gras, how they like force feed them corn, except for it's Danny DeVito and we're feeding him toast against his will.
Yes.
And he has to eat it messily.
Yes. I think that one's harder.
Megan,
I'm gonna disagree, but my opinion doesn't matter because I'm outvoted.
Oh my gosh.
But I think it's just because I don't understand. I don't understand the other one.
Always matters you are valued. Danny DeVito's does win though, with that said.
I also think that you just don't want to write out the other one, Matthew.
Oh, I just like Danny DeVitoast also. I have my favorites based off of celebrities that I like.
Oh my gosh.
Good Vibes versus Cottage Flower. We have 2 Megan ones going head to head.
Oh. Cottage Flower.
But like,
Flower is
where
so
Kylan does not like Cottage Flower.
Where are the good vibes though?
Try.
Tell me where to find good vibes in 2020.
Right here, you find good vibes right here in the diffusing oils, the essential oils that you diffuse in your room every day.
But the stages are closed.
But you can still get essential oil.
Oh wait, maybe they're not closed actually. I haven't checked. But so Good Vibes, we just have to wait till 2021, right? But Cottage Flower,
theoretically.
Think of all the
interns that we would lose.
Yeah. Although is that
interns that we send to their death.
Matthew.
Hey, we don't know them yet.
You're what's wrong with businesses.
Okay, so Good Vibes or Cottage Flower?
Cottage Flower. So difficult. I feel like I can manufacture the smell of Good Vibes in my space for me. And so because I can do it, anyone can do it.
Okay, Cottage Flower.
You agree?
Megan?
No, I'm gonna disagree again because where are the good vibes? There are fake good vibes. They are not real.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna agree with Cottage Flower just because of the murder.
Yeah.
I guess it wouldn't necessarily have to be part of it, but
no, you guys fabricated. You fabricated that whole story.
That's what we did with all of them. Okay.
I will tell you this. Whenever I created that scent, I did not think of murders or anything. I thought of a peaceful cottage in the woods.
Describe the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, just because you're scared of nature.
You were the one who said it was a stranger's abandoned cottage in the middle of the woods.
No one is home. That's all.
It's abandoned. And it's not yours, and it's a stranger's.
See, in the scenario, I difference is Shia LaBeouf pops up behind you. He's not in the cottage.
Yeah.
Oh, a second.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Oh, she's back.
Oh,
Welcome back, Megan.
Okay, you're still frozen, Matthew.
Next up. Oh, welcome back to me.
Welcome back to Matthew.
It's okay, continue. No, you're just gonna be stuck there for a bit.
Oh, can you hear me though?
I can still hear you, yeah.
Oh, then you're fine, Yeah.
Okay.
Whimsical daydream versus plane that is flying outside. Outside of the plane that is currently flying.
I think outside of the plane that is currently flying is more difficult. Just because it's like every time you do it, it's like a Olympic feat of like strength and power.
Yeah, and we have to get Tom Brady to do it.
Exactly.
And apparently he's still playing football.
Yes.
Megan, what are your thoughts? Whimsical daydream, playing outside?
Playing outside, because it sounds very dangerous.
Yeah, agreed. We're gonna lose a lot more interns with this one as well.
Unlike the cottage flower, this one is dangerous.
Megan, I think we've already unanimously decided that one's a murder scene.
Yes.
If my opinion doesn't count, then yes, it's unanimous.
No, unanimous. We all agreed.
I did not consent to this.
We got rid of consent a long time ago. That candle scent was gone. First round.
Oh my god.
We got rid of consent a long time ago. Whenever Megan started recording us without two parts.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
We got rid of consent at the beginning.
Fair enough.
That was Megan's fault.
Next up we had in the final four, Guy Fieri versus Danny DeVitoast.
Danny DeVitoast.
Really?
Okay,
yeah, you could like get through his army or whatever, right? But like Danny DeVito, you have to get through all of his army and then also get to him specifically and make him do something.
Right.
Whereas Guy Fieri, you could just like go to the car. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, Danny DeVito has to be on board for this to work.
That's true. Danny
That's why I think that one's
DeVitoast. Okay, cottage flower versus plane outside. Okay, this one, it's both murder scenes.
Oh my gosh, no it's not.
A name as peaceful as cottage flower has been associated with murder.
No! This is propaganda, it's not like that.
I still feel like Cottage Flower's murder scene is so much worse and so much more sad because like, you're made to fly outside of a plane, and also you could get the plane sent other ways, right? Like maybe you like strap the plane with like lots of jars that collect the smell, and then one person just like at one point has to go out and collect the jars before the plane lands.
Yeah.
So the smell isn't tainted. So like there's less of a chance that you could die, maybe. Whereas the Cottage Flower, somebody's always gonna get murdered.
Yeah, because that's the scent. That's the has to be the scent.
No one's gonna get murdered.
Megan, Shia LaBeouf is behind you right now.
No. No.
And he's gonna come out with an axe and stab you to death with an axe, which is very difficult, and then going to eat your insides with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Okay, let me just think about it. Okay, so which one are we gonna lose more interns?
I still think it's Cottage Flower.
Cottage Flower. Megan, which one do you think we lose more interns?
Oh, the plain one. Because no one's dying.
Because the plain one, you might live.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Like my grandpa used to refuel planes. He would stand on one plane that was flying and refuel another plane. And he lived. And like,
and he's never been to a cottage.
Oh my gosh. There are no murders in the cottage.
There is no war embossing say, Megan. We get it.
So have we unanimously decided Cottage Flower?
No.
Or...
Yes.
Oh. Okay, Cottage Flower.
There is no war embossing say, says Megan.
Cottage
There isn't.
Cottage Flower.
There really isn't.
Wow, we thought Cottage Flower would be so hard to obtain.
Oh, you guys did.
True. Okay, the final two we have Danny DeVitoast versus Cottage Flower. What a final two.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
I think cottage flower is harder.
But what if Danny DeVito rebels?
Which is a high possibility.
He's only eating toast, and he can't poop anymore because of the toast. He's getting irritable. Because if you have a diet of only toast, I feel like it's not going to be a fun time.
I never said he only has to eat toast.
No, he only eats toast. How are we going to get our supplies?
Well, I mean,
that's why it's very rare.
And then, like, later in the day, you could eat, like, I don't know, like broccoli and Brussels sprouts and stuff. And then,
I'm thinking with the amount of toast we're forcing him to eat, he's having trouble no matter which bathroom he, whatever supplements he's taking,
I know.
And then Danny DeVito, I saw a video of him. I think it was Bobby Moynihan pretending to be him, but he rolled on the ground pretty fast.
Okay.
And that might be hard to catch. The interns are going to have trouble with that.
True.
I'm just thinking about our poor interns.
The interns, those same interns, will survive their encounter with Danny DeVito. They will not survive going to the cottage. The abandoned cottage, the murder cottage.
Survive at what cost? Survive at what cost?
Oh, that's true.
Like, are we going to want to have to deal with their psychological problems after that and potential lawsuits?
Now that I think about it, to be fair, like in Cottage Flower, we don't have to keep any interns alive. In fact, we can't keep any interns alive. Whereas in the Danny DeVitoast
solely depends on them not being alive.
Yeah, in the Danny DeVitoast one, he has to be alive. Like, we have to keep him alive.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. He's super old.
Exactly. I don't think he's that old, but like
he's like incredibly old.
How old is he?
I think he's like 70-something.
Oh. That's not that old.
Wait, I need to look this up right now just to make sure.
Yeah, so I feel like in that one, it does rely on keeping somebody alive, and like they said in Hamilton, living is easy, but dying is harder. So...
Wait, no, other way around.
Isn't it the other way around?
Other way around. But
yeah, dying is easy, living is harder.
Dying is easy, living is harder. That's what I meant to say. So... like they say in Hamilton.
Word for word.
Word for word. Yeah, so I think that maybe keeping Danny DeVito alive for Danny DeVito might be more difficult.
Because we've already calculated into the cost of all of our interns in the Cottage Flower one. We know it's going to happen. Yeah. Danny DeVito, we got to keep him alive.
Yeah, and he might murder the interns, but it won't be as many murdered as in Cottage Flower, for sure.
Yeah. So, Danny DeVitoast, anyone?
Yes, Danny DeVitoast.
Because this shouldn't even be a debate. Because there are no murders in Cottage Flower. There isn't.
Oh, we have a big winner. Danny DeVitoast. It was a rough battle between Cottage Flower and Danny DeVitoast.
I would have been so mad if Cottage Flower won.
Why? We depicted such a accurate image.
Ugh, you warped the original candle scent.
Is that not what you think of when you think of an abandoned
Cottage Flower
in the middle of the woods?
No.
It's getting overrun by foliage like flowers?
No. There are no people there. So you can't
get abandoned.
Yeah, so you can't get murdered because there's no other people there.
You're gonna get murdered.
No, because there's no one there.
They can hide the body.
No, because there's no one else there.
Well, anyway, thank you for tuning into the podcast. I think we have all learned a little bit more about each other, and we only had one breakdown today. We had a couple fights about Danny DeVitoast versus Cottage Flowers.
Yep.
Overall, I would say successful podcast. Thank you. I am Matthew.
And I'm Megan.
I am Kylan.
Do we cut now?
Thank you for listening.
Oh, yeah. Do we thank people?
We can.
This is my formal thank you to anyone who is hearing me right now.
Tune in next week.
Cut.
Or something else.
I said cut during that.
It's okay.
Cut.